And now it's time for us to introduce you all to one of the OG animes.
Find the Dragon Balls, look out for them all. You can search around the world with me. Gotta heed the call of Magic Dragon Balls. What a great adventure.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow Dragon Ball Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we're here to go back to anime.
Yes, and it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Quite a while. And now I actually get to talk about one of the shows that introduced me to the whole idea of anime or Japanese animation, Dragon Ball.
Yep, but before we do that, make sure to find us on Facebook, the Real Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, and Lemonade.
And make sure to like, comment, share our videos, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, as we're almost to 300 subscribers, our first major goal is 500. Once we do that, we can start getting monetization. We'll also start a Patreon where we'll do some special videos exclusive to Patreon.
All right. So, want to go over the history?
Okay. Dragon Ball is a Japanese manga and anime series created by manga writer and illustrator, the late great Akira Toriyama. The manga was serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump from 1984 to 1995, with 519 individual chapters collected in 24 tankobon Japanese graphic novels. Volumes by its publisher, Shueisha. Dragon Ball was originally inspired by the classical 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West, combined with elements of Hong Kong martial arts films. Yes, for people that may have played the Sun Wukong games, he's not originally from the games. He's from Journey to the West, one of the oldest known novels to have ever existed. Toriyama's manga was adopted and divided into two anime series produced by Toei Animation, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, which together were broadcast in Japan from 1986 to 1996. Additionally, the studio has developed 21 animated feature films and 3 television specials. There have been a few attempts and versions of an English dub and subtitled episodes of both shows from companies like Harmony Gold USA, Nippon Golden Network, and Ocean Productions from Canada. The most popular and well-known English dub and subtitle version of both shows was done by Funimation and broadcast on Cartoon Network during their Toonami programming block from August 20th, 2001 to December 1st, 2003. The Dragon Ball anime is an adaptation of the first 194 chapters of the manga series and has 153 episodes that ran originally in Japan on Fuji TV from February 26, 1986 to April 19th, 1989. And I guess going to the premise.
Yeah.
Well, the premise of the series is... the series follows the adventures of Goku, a young eccentric boy with a monkey tail and exceptional strength who has a passion for fighting and battling evildoers. As he grows up, he learns new fighting techniques, competes in martial arts tournaments, saves the world from tyrannical threats, and searches for 7 magical orbs known as Dragon Balls that once gathered together grant any wish, as well as make numerous friends along the way. So, what was your first kind of...
I guess Dragon Ball Z and Toonami.
Oh, okay.
From what I saw of it, wasn't really much interested in it because I'm more interested in like Batman the animated series when they showed it in Toonami more than Dragon Ball Z.
So you were more into the more American television compared to the anime.
Yeah.
And of course, I guess you went through the thing of when all of us are introduced to media from Japan, it's either the anime or the live action stuff. You chose the Sentai.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, when I first got introduced to the media, I was into the Sentai too, but I ended up getting more focused into the anime when that was made accessible. Well, for me, yeah, like it was said, the Toonami, was my introduction to Dragon Ball, mainly Dragon Ball Z. It actually took them a few years to finally make it available, make Dragon Ball available on Toonami. Yeah, they felt as though Dragon Ball Z was a bit more accessible, for people, because that's when the show is mainly fight, 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 fight. So they thought, introduce the American public to that. Then we'll bring in the story at the beginning when it was a bit more jokey and, the fights weren't as intense. But I love this whole franchise. From the first time I saw it all the way to now being an adult. I mean, I remember my days of, getting home from school, getting my homework done as quickly as possible so I could start watching Toonami. And that's where I got introduced to many other anime along with Dragon Ball. But Dragon Ball has always been my favorite. Well, I guess now we get into the main characters. Yeah. Okay. Well, should I go into who voiced them as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And for those wondering, we're going with those who voice characters for the Funimation English dub. No offense to the original Japanese, but I gotta... remember, I'm the expert, he's the novice. This is, to get him into it. Well, start with the main character himself, Goku, voiced by Stephanie Nadolny. A 12-year-old, at the start of the series, boy with a monkey tail living alone in the countryside known as Mount Paozu after his adoptive grandfather, Grandpa Gohan, died to being crushed by a mysterious monster that only shows up at night during a full moon, otherwise known as the Great Ape. Yeah, a transformation caused when Goku looks at the moon, turning him into a giant ape monster that has no control of its actions and just goes into complete and utter rampage and causing destruction. Goku has no memory of turning into the monster, and the only way to stop a great ape is to either survive until sunrise, cut off Goku's tail, or literally destroy the moon. Yeah. Things get interesting in this series. Goku's an eccentric, kind, and pure-hearted kid by nature. He was taught compassion and respect towards others by his grandpa. He takes most situations in stride and rarely ever lets things get him worked up, but can feel sorrow or shame. He's also naive and initially can't identify people's gender or sex by looking at them. Yeah, there are instances where he gets rather handsy, but it's not in in a perverted way. It's for him to fully understand. Oh, you're a boy. Oh, you're a girl. There was also an instance where he took off boneless panties and was very shocked to find out that what a girl looks like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that yeah. It was played off as a joke. There's a lot of joking. He's incredibly strong and fast despite his small stature, and is a quick learner of martial arts techniques and special attacks. Goku loves a good fight, testing his limits and becoming stronger. He also loves food and has a ravenous appetite. He also loves meeting new people and making new friends and can see the good in many, even if they are initially villainous or antagonistic, and ends up making them into new friends and allies. What are your initial thoughts on Goku?
Well, he's a good fighter. The only thing is I would think of him as an idiot.
Well, I mean, he's...
I know.
He's 12. He's, a country boy that has only known his grandpa. Mm-hmm. What do you do? But, I mean...
Yeah. So I think he's a good fighter, despite being a still idiot, in my opinion.
Dang.
Yeah.
Should I get into the special items and attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with Goku, with his adventures, he does have some special items that he has, as well as he learned a very special attack. His special items include his power pole, a magical bow staff that can extend or retract on command, and it is very strong. The flying nimbus, a magical yellow cloud that Goku flies around for travel. It was gifted to him by Master Roshi, and only people of pure heart can ride the nimbus. We'll get more into Master Roshi later. And the special attack, the Kamehameha wave, or as everyone knows it as, the Kamehameha. Created by Master Roshi, we'll get into him later, is a special attack that draws all latent energy, known as ki, into the palm of your hands and is expelled or released in an explosive beam that can destroy almost anything with enough energy. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I thought that looks really cool when he does it during the fights.
And what do you think of his items?
They're fine. But, the first arc, other than the flying nimbus, they aren't used that very much.
Yeah, understandable. Though I do have to say I've always loved the flying nimbus.
Yeah.
And of course the Kamehameha. I mean, it is one of the most signature things to come out of this whole series. Everyone has tried to do the move at some point in their lives, hoping that they could tap into ki. But now let's also get into, I guess, the other main character of this series, Bulma, voiced by Tiffany Vollmer. Mm-hmm. A 16-year-old girl at the start of the story on a journey to find the mythical Dragon Balls for her own wish. In the manga, her wish was a lifetime supply of strawberries. In the anime, her wish was the perfect boyfriend. Yeah, you can see things. Mm-hmm. When she meets Goku and becomes his first and longest known friend, that is pretty much the whole start of the journey, for these characters, for this whole franchise. And initially, when they first met, Goku destroyed her car and she shot him, though it had no effect on him. Who would have thought one of the greatest friendships of all time would start with destruction and gunshots? And from this point on, they've always had kind of a brother-sister relationship. Little brother, big sister. Bulma is very tomboyish, but also very girly. She is extremely intelligent and a technological inventor while still in high school. She's also extremely wealthy as the daughter of Dr. Brief, the owner of Capsule Corp and creator of the Dino Capsules, a capsule that can store anything from a mini fridge to vehicles to even complete buildings. Just hold down the top of it, throw it, boom, there it is. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to retract it, it usually has its own special switch. It's a capsule again. Mm-hmm. If only we had such a thing in reality, it would be amazing. Bulma is also very spoiled and vain, often using her beauty to get whatever she wants. She becomes frightened or angered easily in stressful situations and doesn't tolerate insults or perverse actions. These characters that we have seen them go through some of the most intense fights in the world that would kill a mere man. Mm-hmm. But yet their greatest pain that they ever suffer is getting hit by Bulma if they anger her. I don't know what power that woman has in her punch, but dear God. Despite the anger and vanity, Bulma is a friendly and helpful person that is willing to lend a hand to someone and enjoys adventures. Her technological inventions include the Dragon Radar, a special radar that is programmed to locate Dragon Balls via the energy they emit. The radar can find the Dragon Balls at the exact spot they have landed and being stored or in possession of someone. And one that she introduces a bit later, the microband, a watch-like device that can shrink a person who is wearing it. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on Bulma?
Yeah, she's fine as a character, trying to be both a tech person and also getting herself into trouble.
As you do. And yeah, we a good chunk of us have to admit Bulma was a crush at some point. Yeah, she was a crush for all of us that started watching the series. And now, get into the first saga.
Yeah.
The Emperor Pilaf saga. Of course, the synopsis. A small boy from an unknown origin or another planet. Goku commands superhuman strength but was raised in the remote mountains by an old man and knows little of the world. Goku meets Bulma, who's trying to assemble the 7 magical Dragon Balls so she can wish for either a lifetime supply of strawberries or a boyfriend. The naive boy and the hot-tempered girl join forces, then form a quarrelsome alliance with Oolong, a shape-shifting pig man, and Yamcha, a dashing bandit with a metamorphic confidant, Por. The heroes compete for the Dragon Balls against the pint-sized Emperor Pilaf and his 2 close followers, Shu, a small fox man, and Mai, a beautiful female foot soldier. Okay, so should we get into...
Yeah, the allies.
Okay, starting with Oolong, voiced by Bradford Jackson. Apparently a 9-year-old anthropomorphic shape-shifting pig man, yet he talks and acts like a grown man. I guess they do follow animal years in life. He learned shape-shifting in an official academy, but was expelled for cheating. Thus, he can only hold a form for 5 minutes. Initially was an enemy to Goku and Bulma, attacking them when they tried to stop Oolong from harming residents of Aru Village and kidnapping their young daughters to be his wives. Yeah, the whole idea of wives was he was trying to have a wife to take care of his castle, but every girl that he ended up kidnapping ended up enjoying the lap of luxury and would not do any chores. You should have thought about this, man. Oolong would shapeshift into a giant monster to intimidate the village. After he gives up and lets the girls go, which they weren't necessarily too happy about that, because castle, luxury. He joins Goku and Bulma on their quest. He likes to smoke cigars and drinks. Again, 9 years old. He's also very perverted, who often tries to touch or ogle at Bulma, who either hits him or yells at him or yells "piggy" repeatedly, causing him to have a violent bathroom break after she tricked him into taking a pill that causes an upset stomach. Yeah, he calmed down after that. He calmed down. He's often the comedic relief, giving a sarcastic remark or accidentally getting beat up by Bulma when she gets too emotional during Goku and other friends' matches, during tournaments and other fights. He was also the first being to make a wish on the Dragon Balls. Guess what he wished for? Panties. He wanted the world's most comfortable underwear, and yeah. The dragon thought he wanted panties. As you do. Your thoughts on Oolong?
Well, he was threatening at the beginning before it was revealed that he would nothing more than a comic relief.
Yeah, just a small pig man.
Yep. He was funny at his moments, like the climax.
The world's most comfortable underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. But hey, he saved the world with that wish.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Yamcha, voiced by Christopher Sabat. Originally a bandit that lived in the desert, as a bandit with his friend Puar, and initially tried to rob Goku, Bulma, and Oolong, but would befriend them, join the quest, and would become Bulma's on-again, off-again boyfriend for several years. He's a courageous warrior who strives to be the best and is a big fan of the great martial arts masters and world martial arts tournament winners. But Yamcha's biggest weakness was his fear of women. When he first met Bulma, he froze and almost suffered an anxiety attack. He gets over his fear and ends up becoming a bit of a ladies' man. He's also a reliable friend who will help during a crisis and will even risk his life to save his friends and the planet. Yeah. This man, his not only to become a great martial artist, the man also wants to have a wife and family, but yet his greatest fear was women. But hey, he got over it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all still rooting for Yamcha in one way or another. I mean, during Dragon Ball, Yamcha was actually cool. Then Dragon Ball Z happened. Yamcha did not recover from the L's that he took. We're all still rooting for you, man. It's just been very rough.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on Yamcha?
Oh, I did think it was threatening in his first appearance, beating up Goku. Up until seeing Bulma, his weakness.
Oh, God.
And then becoming an ally after that.
And a very loyal one.
Yeah.
Very loyal. Yamcha, of course, has his own special attacks and techniques, including the Wolfang Fist attack, a combo attack of clawing and punches, and a double palm strike as the finish. The Blinding Wolfang Fist, a super fast version of the Wolfang Fist that involves Yamcha charging energy to increase his speed and power. The Neo Wolfang Fist, a powerful rapid attack that involves more energy control, and after a while, he ends up training under Master Roshi and learns the Kamehameha. And, of course, as I brought them up, Puar, voiced by Monica Antonelli. A 9-year-old anthropomorphic shape-shifting animal. Puar's like a weird cat-rabbit hybrid thing. And Yamcha's best friend. We still do not fully know what gender Puar is. Gender identity is still under review. In the dub, Bulma calls Puar a girl. But yet it has been said in Z Super, and the mangas, Poor is a boy. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I have no idea what he or she is. They're a good supporter to Yamcha.
Yes,
And
Poor is very loyal and has an unwavering faith in Yamcha and is devastated whenever Yamcha is hurt or worse. Mm-hmm. Poor attended the same shape-shifting school and academy as Oolong and was Oolong's target for bullying or stealing lunch money. Unlike Oolong, Poor graduated and can hold shape-shifting forms for much longer than him. Such as saving everyone by turning into scissors and cutting Goku's tail off when he was in Great Ape mode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Poor can hold a shape-shifting form for like hours. At one point, Poor needed to do that to help Roshi get over his perverseness. And imagine how long that took. Mm. But continuing thoughts on Poor?
He said, here people go with Yamcha, and came in at the clutch and during the climax.
I've always liked Poor, despite not knowing what Poor is, but be cool to have Poor as, as a sidekick.
Yeah.
And, of course, as I've brought him up more than once, Master Roshi, voiced by Mike McFarlane, also known as the Turtle Hermit. He's a 300-year-old man who lives on his own isolated island called Kame House. Roshi is an extremely respected and capable warrior and considered one of the greatest martial arts masters in the world. He was the teacher of Grandpa Gohan and the Ox King. Roshi is also a very lecherous and perverted man with a lot of his pursuits to ogle or touch girls, mainly Bulma, blows up in his face in great comedic effect. Your thoughts on Master Roshi?
He's both cool and kind of funny when it mainly was perversion takes over.
Yes.
I was talking to his turtle buddy.
Yeah, turtle.
Yeah.
It's great. Of course, with being such a great master, Master Roshi also has his own special attacks and techniques. Of course, being the creator of the Kamehameha or Kamehameha wave. It took him 50 years to actually master that technique, yet it took less than 5 minutes for Goku to master it. Mm-hmm. At that point, when he saw Goku do that, he was like, I gotta train this kid. This kid is probably gonna be one of the greatest warriors to have ever existed in this universe. And he was right. There's also the buff power-up, where Roshi will actually harness his energy and will get very muscular despite his age. I mean, he gets absolutely buff. And of course, we did also bring up his talking pet, Turtle. Just a sea turtle that just decided to hang out at Kame House. Has been Roshi's longest known friend since then. And they met Roshi through helping Turtle get back to the ocean. And that's also how they got one of their Dragon Balls. We're not going to go into detail on what they had to do to obtain it. You will have to watch the series itself. And now the main antagonists of this saga. Starting with Emperor Pilaf, voiced by Chuck Huber. A small, blue, impish creature who craves ruling the world. He has a castle in the Mushroom Forest with many torture devices and death traps to either punish his followers for their failures or to destroy those who stand in the way of his dreams of world domination. While academically smart, he is very lacking in common sense and seeing potential flaws in his plans. Your thoughts on Pilaf?
I say he's not much of a threat.
I mean, when you think about it, you're not wrong.
I mean, he has other or sidekicks that could be promoted, take over, be much more of a threat than he is.
Yeah. But, hey, you got to give it up for him. I mean, his tenacity and ability to keep going, you got to commend that.
Yep.
Of course, his two sidekicks, starting with Shu, voiced by Chris Kaysen. Chris Kaysen. An anthropomorphic fox man or dog man. He's like a weird hybrid of both. And who's Emperor Pilaf's ninja lackey. Recruited by Pilaf in a wanted ad in the newspaper. While being proficient sometimes in the ninja arts, his cowardice and bumbling nature usually prevents his abilities from being helpful. He's mainly the comedic relief minion, but he can survive nearly anything life-threatening. Your thoughts on Shu?
Yeah, he was good with the comic relief along with him.
He's essentially like Oolong.
Yeah.
And Mai, voiced by Julie Franklin, a 19-year-old woman who is a foot soldier lackey for Emperor Pilaf. Mai is very intelligent and proficient in many forms of technology and weaponry. She's also very beautiful, a true femme fatale. She takes herself and her job very seriously, often playing the straight person to Pilaf and Shu's comedic actions. Especially with Pilaf's flirting towards her. Yeah, it's a very weird version of romance. She has the ability to survive nearly anything life-threatening, only resulting in very mild injuries just like Shu. She was also recruited by Pilaf in a wanted ad.
I say that she should have been the boss.
Yeah, when you think about it, yeah. She's the smartest one of the... I mean, Pilaf is smart, but she has much more common sense to be a true leader. And interestingly enough, many years in the future, she actually does become that type of leader, but for a resistance in helping save the world. So, yeah. We have no idea whatever happened to Pilaf and Shu during that time. A lot of people died. We're probably sure Pilaf and Shu were casualties.
Yeah.
But I guess now we go into get into our thoughts on the whole saga.
But the score?
Well, no.
Oh, yeah.
Go with the good and bad.
Yeah, like good. I like that. The plot, the story act, the plot that led to the Pilaf action.
I mean, it's a very good intro into this whole world. You know, get to know the characters that will pretty much be following for the remainder of this whole franchise. Some more prominent than others. And we also get an introduction to this incredible world where there are animals and monsters that are either full-on animals or they're like weird anthropomorphic people. Dinosaurs exist in this world. You have the countryside, you have big cities, you have villages. This huge expanding world. And plus, we get our introduction to the Dragon Balls and of course the dragon himself. I mean, I didn't necessarily ask you your thoughts on
the dragon. Those look cool.
Yeah. Of course, the fights.
Yeah.
I mean, some to truly highlight Goku versus Yamcha, and of course, Great Ape Goku versus everyone. But of course, a lot of his other, squabbles with other animals or the Rabbit Gang and Boss Rabbit are all great. Yes, this was a gangster rabbit that if he touched you, you turn into a carrot that he was going to eat. They had to save Bulma from getting eaten. Fortunately, he touched her. She became normal again. And then Goku used his power pole to yeet Boss Rabbit and his two flunkies to the moon, where they would spend the remainder of their lives making mochi. With knowing what we know what happens in the next saga, are they dead?
Don't know.
Lord have mercy. And of course, the characters, Goku, Bulma, Yamcha, Master Roshi. I mean, among those, who is your favorite? Or who would you put in, favorite to least?
Oh, like Goku. Goku, Yamcha, then Bulma.
Then Roshi.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Also, we do have to put Shenron, the dragon himself, in there. Fantastic. Of course, the music. God, I love the music in this franchise. From the intro theme to the closing theme, all of the music for the fight scenes, just the world building, all the chef kisses. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Just like the opening theme.
Okay. Now, no saga is perfect. Get into the bad. And I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The Pilaf gang isn't really a threat. They try, but they're not. They're just a very nice inconvenience to help introduce us to this crazy world that we all love so much. And, of course, little boy nudity. I don't know why this is a thing in Japanese culture, but apparently they find little boys being nude funny. We see Goku nude way too much.
Yeah.
And this will only persist forward until he grows up. But, your score?
I give this an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
It was fine for an introduction to the story. Like you said, the Pilaf gang wasn't much of a threat. So, yeah, that brought it down. And along with the Goku nudity, that also brought down the points.
For me, I gotta agree with you. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It was a very good way of starting the franchise. And things would only get better from here. Truly a very good introduction.
But before we go, we're not done yet.
No, as we have 2 other sagas to get through. The World Martial Arts Tournament and the Red Ribbon Army saga.
So one roll us out.
Sure. Well, thank you all for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the post notification bell so you're updated with all of our upcoming videos. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.